Shifter, Mickey, take the stage.
Hi everyone, I'm here to talk about jet lag science, the Timeshifter app, and how to time shift to eliminate jet lag. Last year, about 500 million passengers traveled on long-haul flights. When asked, 93% said they struggle with jet lag. At the same time, the consequences of jet lag are wide-ranging and costly. Of course, reduced productivity, performance, safety, and also enjoyment. But many people also leave earlier to acclimatize or need recovery time when they get back home to the family. And then there are the long-term health implications that mirror those of shift workers. Increased chances of stroke, diabetes, and certain cancers if you travel a lot. Yet, we have been doing it all wrong. We have relied on advice from non-experts, trusted false product claims, or just accepted jet lag as part of travel. Unfortunately, no existing solution can help travelers tackle the underlying cause of jet lag, and it might even make their jet lag worse. The problem and the solution we'll find inside of our brain. In the hypothalamus part of our brain, we have a biological clock, or it's also called the circadian clock. And when we travel to new time zones, we disrupt the clock and we start feeling the symptoms of jet lag. What we want to do is reset the clock as quickly as we can to the new time zone. Surprising to many, the key time cue for the circadian clock is light. So if we see the right light at the right time, we'll shift the circadian clock really quickly towards the new time zone. If we see the wrong light at the wrong time, we'll make jet lag much worse. In addition to time light exposure, the right type and dose of melatonin at the right time can help shift you even faster. For more than 10 years, world-renowned sleep and circadian neuroscientist, Harvard professor, and Timeshifter co-founder Dr. Stephen Lockley has helped NASA apply this science. For the past 5 years, he's also helped Formula One drivers, other elite athletes, and top CEOs. In June last year, we launched the Timeshifter jet lag app so that all travelers could benefit from the same jet lag plans as offered to NASA and Formula One, but at a fragment of the cost. With Timeshifter, you can adapt to a new time zone 3 to 4 times as fast as normal. So how does it work? You put in your sleep pattern, your chronotype if you're an early bird or night owl, your personal preferences including if you want to use melatonin or not, and your itinerary. And out comes a highly personalized jet lag plan with powerful action to take at specific times, like when to see light and when to avoid light, when to take melatonin if you opted in, when to go to sleep, and so on. We're grateful that since we launched, we've been receiving a lot of recognition. I want to highlight the 2019 Sleep Tech Award from the National Sleep Foundation. But what really excites me is the 4.7 out of 5 stars in the App Store and the result of more than 23,000 questionnaires we received from our users that have used Timeshifter, validating the effectiveness of the app. And then, of course, the fact that business travelers, our key target group, love Timeshifter. So how do we get in the hands of millions of people? We sell to businesses with many traveling employees, and then we also grow through channel partners like airlines, OTAs, TMCs, etc. Let me show you a couple of partners that we have launched with so far. Six Senses, the #1 luxury resort in the world according to Travel + Leisure, they now offer all of their guests a complimentary jet lag plan when they book. Montblanc, their latest smartwatch, the Summit 2, has pre-installed Timeshifter even in the watch face so that you can follow your plan. And then last week, we launched with our first airline partner, very exciting, with United Airlines, who are now offering Timeshifter to their Mileage Plus members. We, in addition to executing on our plan and keep innovating, we also try to create a defensible position for ourselves through patents and trademarks. We have a great team going forward. The timing seems optimal based on dialogues that are incoming inquiries versus outbound targeting. We've been able to raise the money we needed so far. And then we have a big upside opportunity, which is that the circadian shifting platform we built can not only be applied to jet lag, but also to other areas, including shift work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mickey. Into the Dragon's Den.
I love that presentation. I thank you for introducing sleep tech to the new phrase I can use back at Bangkok. Everyone's going to be very impressed. But there's one amazing thing in this area where you can create an incredible product that solves a real problem that no one's prepared to pay for. You know, and you've solved a little bit about that with creative partnerships like Mont Blanc and so forth. But the general punter, someone like me, who their body tells them it's 10:28 p.m.,
right?
How are you going to convince me to pay $25 even though it's a real problem?
Well, so you're welcome to go into the App Store and buy it. But by the way, the first plan is free. So we're planning on getting you hooked. And once you're hooked, we charge you. But the real plan is to go to companies where productivity and the leaving early and all those issues are real, and safety. So we believe they're willing to, and we can see that we have the first business customers on board that have purchased for their employees, all their traveling employees, and we have about 10 pilots waiting for Fortune 500 companies right now. So they're willing to pay, it seems. And then you have the whole travel industry, including airlines like United Airlines. They're seeing this as a strategic differentiator. Yeah. They're seeing now it's not only about getting people from A to B, now it's getting them at the destination at their best. And that has value. So we have, like I said, the whole business right now is based on incoming inquiries. I'm not reaching out to anyone. They're all coming to us, including about 17 global airlines right now that have reached out to us.
But they could churn. I mean, that's the risk, right? This is sort of an educational anomaly. And so, you know, how do you sustain a position after everyone's been educated and they say, well, I'll just do the same thing I did last time. I don't need the app. Yeah. So
this is a great question. And I'm happy that the answer hopefully also is exciting in that every plan is different. So unless you have the exact same trip where you have the same sleep pattern, the same chronotype, the same settings, and the same departure time, and the same stopovers, and the same arrival time, your plan will be different. And there's also the offline, the notifications that tells you when to do what. You don't want not to get those. So if you take a screenshot, you can use it for that one trip that's exactly the same as before, but then you don't get any notifications. But the other thing that's very interesting about it as it relates to education is that it's totally not intuitive. So this is not a matter of, oh, I go to bed a little later and wake up a little early. It's not like that at all. The light advice is very, very unintuitive sometimes, where you need to avoid light in the morning, for example, for a couple of hours. By the way, avoiding light means just putting on sunglasses if you're out in the sun. And if you need to see bright light in the plane and it's dark, you just crank up the brightness of your in-flight entertainment system or your computer and do some work, watch a movie. It's not very difficult.
But still, over time, the addressable market is going to shrink because then you're going to lose the people who do the same trip over and over again, right? You're probably going to lose people who only do one trip a year because they're just going to forget. And so over time, it's slowly going to narrow to just a group of people who do, you know, multiple varied long-distance trips across the planet a year, and that becomes a kind of a concentrated problem, doesn't it? And you have to get United Airlines or whoever to pay you year after year after year for continue. So how do you address that?
Yeah, so number one, I don't believe that you're going to stop using it. I think once you use it, I go to Denmark all the time from New York, 6 hours time zone difference. Now I've been using it for 3 years. I use it every time, so I'm informed about what I need to do and when. So I don't need to copy anything. It's $25 a year for an end user and $10 for a plan. And being notified is where we need to integrate with airlines and others, so all the flight information just goes into Timeshifter automatically, and then creates a jet lag plan and starts working.
I'll give it a try.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.